Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast All Generation episode number 120. I'm Adam and today we got two more beasts fighting out for one of those precious spots in round 4. So far we've had 3 battles in round 4 where we had 3 beasts go through. So that's 3 of the 20 spots already taken. We also have this one beast who I was still continue to not name yet, who's also moved on to round 3 due to not having an opponent. Round 4 due to not having an opponent. So we got 4 spots gone, 16 remain. And with this, we have what I think is an okay matchup. We got representing Series 19, book number 1, Quarg the Stone Dragon, versus the very big amount of specials. Actually, out of the 10 specials which I think we have left, I think it's 10, this is special number 3 to fight. The third special to fight, sorry. Arix is long dead. Petorix the Winged Slicer. So I think this is an interesting matchup because we got the Flying Death Machine, which I keep calling it, going against a dragon made of stone. Medusa's best friend. So I would say this is going to be an interesting matchup. Not the most interesting because I don't believe these beasts are very popular among the fan base. I love this beast, don't get me wrong, but not very popular. But we're going to get to the stats. Disclaimer though, Petorix does not have a description in the Bible, so it's just Quarg I'm doing here. Anyway, let's get into this. Watch out for this stone dragon's blue eyes. They have the power to turn questers to stone. Is it any wonder that Tom's enemy Beric tried to bend this beast to his will? Wait, yeah, I think that sounded right. Is it any wonder that Tom's enemy Beric tried to bend this beast? Yeah, that's it. Age 265, power 269, magic level 178, fright factor 92, size 259. Powers and abilities: flight, flame vision and petrification. Quarg can shoot purple fire beams from his eyes, which can encase whatever they hit in stone. Fire breath, don't need to explain that one, it's a dragon. Natural weaponry, enhanced strength, and enhanced durability. Weaknesses is petrification weakness. Quarg isn't immune to his own petrification power, though he can escape from it without aid. Okay, so it's just temporary. Enchantment is also the other weakness. Okay. And moving on to Petorix. No bio, no nothing. Powers and abilities: flight, natural weaponry, poisonous tongue, enhanced strength. Weaknesses is decapitation. Okay. And the poisonous tongue can inject a lethal poison into a prey's bloodstream if she can pierce their body with a forked tongue. This poison takes 4 days to kill a human, so it will take longer to kill a beast. But with what I do with these kind of poisonous abilities, I do accelerate time a lot. So instead of what could be 8 days, it will take far quicker, probably 8 minutes. I don't know. But as for where these two beasts will fight, I have no idea. Probably I could go Draconia, because Petorix is kind of a dragon. Though you are back in time, aren't you? You are a past beast. But yeah, we'll go to Draconia for this one. We'll go to Quarg's Stomping Grounds, which is not there. The Black Mountains. Okay. I'm not going to say anything about that one. Yeah, so the battle's going to be at the Black Mountains. Okay. Petorix is... so let's get into this. Petorix has made his way to Draconia to try and find his opponent, scouring around the Black Mountains looking for this opponent, which he's only heard tales of from previous battles. He knows that this dragon that he's finding is made of stone, so he is looking very carefully trying to find his opponent. Quarg is disguised as a rock near the side of a mountain and sees Petorix flying around and decides that he's going to have a very quick victory under his belt. He shoots a stone beam directly at Petorix. Petorix is able to sense it and dodges it, looks down to where it came from, and is greeted by another stone beam coming directly his way. He dodges that as well and gets to cover and just starts scrambling his way around the mountain, trying to be as quiet as possible. Quarg emerges from his hiding place and roars into the mountains in a way of saying to Petorix, saying, "Come out and face me, you coward." Petorix comes out and roars back to Quarg, saying, "I'm not the one that tried to kill his opponent without them knowing. If anyone's a coward, it's you." This enrages Quarg, and Quarg instantly shoots another beam towards Petorix. Petorix dodges this one again and responds back saying, "My reflexes are quite good in case you haven't noticed. Then again, for a dragon of your stature, you seem very slow-witted." Quarg is enraged by this and says, "Well, if your reaction's so good, I guess I'll pin you down first before I kill you." And Petorix says, you're challenging me then? Well, in that case, bring it on." Quarg and Petorix both take to the sky and charge directly at each other. Quarg lifts his tail up to try and hit Petorix on the side of the head. Petorix dodges it, uses one of his claws to just kind of swing off of Quarg's tail and land directly on Quarg's back, pushing Quarg down. And then using his tail, Petorix wraps his tail around Quarg's neck and Petorix a girl. Petorix wraps her tail around Quarg's neck and pulls his head up. Was also called weighting Quarg down. Quarg is trying to get free. He uses his front talons to try and pull at Petorix's tail, but Petorix is not allowing it and is continuing to pull up so high to where Quarg is angling upwards as well, flying up, but his talons can't reach his neck. Quarg lifts up his tail to whip at Petorix. Petorix is able to turn his neck completely around and bite onto not the spiky end, thankfully, but the end of the tail, and is able to pull that. So it's just like pulling Quarg into himself. Quarg is losing all control at the moment, and Petorix is just saying through the tail to Quarg, saying, "You seem to not understand that I have very good reflexes. Maybe you should come back later and try and draw up a battle plan. Or if you don't understand what I'm saying, would hurt to crack open a dictionary once in a while." I don't know why I'm giving Petorix such a snarky tone, but I'm loving it. Quarg then decides to do a sudden jolt forwards, releasing his bondage of Petorix's tail around his neck, and is able to fling Petorix directly off him, in which Quarg's able to lift up a claw and slash directly at Petorix, knocking Petorix right in the face. Petorix roars in pain, and in retaliation charges at Quarg, this time at the chest, knocking him backwards whilst they are plummeting to the ground. Quarg is digging his claws into Petorix's sides, whilst Petorix is trying to claw away at the stone on the belly of Quarg. Underbellies on dragons are normally the weaker point, so it's making sense. Whilst Petorix is doing that, she's working through the pain and is eventually coming across some flesh. Petorix then uses this to her advantage and stabs Quarg with her tongue, injecting a poison in her, in Quarg. Quarg recoils in pain, moves his claws away and pushes Petorix off him. He regains himself very weak and shaky. Petorix gets back also quite shaky, but not losing her cockiness. Seemed just saying, well, I just injected you with my poison. It's only a matter of time before you give in to the poison. Quarg responds back saying, if you spend more time fighting than you did talking, maybe you would be more of a challenge for me. I've been going easy on you this whole time. Petorix laughs and says, well, it seems like that if you were not going easy on me, well, this has been a walk in the park for me. I don't even know where I'm going with this banter anymore. Quarg, enraged, shoots a petrification beam directly at Petorix. Petorix still able to dodge it. Says, you can't even go along with what you said originally about pinning me down before you petrify me. Jesus Christ, this is bad. Okay, I need to wrap this battle up because it's not working for me, personally. They both charge directly at each other. This time with the exposed flesh, Petorix knows what she's going for. And with how sharp her tail is, she knows what she's going to use to make the wound deeper. Whilst they're charging each other, she swoops down and instantly uppercuts Quarg, pushing him onto his back again. And using her tail, sharp end, stabs Quarg right into the soft part of his belly now. Quarg roars in pain and tries to push Petorix off him, but Petorix withdraws her tail and stabs out the leathery parts of Quarg's wings. Quarg is now losing his ability to fly, and then now plummets into the ground. Petorix is it goes back to stabbing Quarg's belly with her tail, repeatedly stabbing. Quarg roaring in pain and trying to fight Petorix, but Petorix is moving too quickly for Quarg to keep up. Whilst Petorix is stabbing Quarg, she's also trying to expose the flesh on Quarg's neck. And whilst they're plummeting to the ground, they smash into the ground, and that was the last piece of oomph that Petorix needed to reveal some soft flesh under Quarg. Petorix grins as a result and lifts up a claw and slashes at Quarg's neck. Blood starts gushing out of Quarg's neck like a waterfall. Petorix withdraws away from Quarg, causing blood to spurt out of his belly, whilst also gushing out of his neck. Petorix just sits at a distance and watches this whole thing happen. Petorix says to Quarg, saying, you seem like a good beast. I would have loved to work alongside you. But the thing is, you decided to kill me without me noticing. Or try to, anyway. You didn't really succeed well at that. Well, you tried to kill me cold-heartedly. I'm going to kill you cold-heartedly. And with a sinister smile, she takes off back towards the combat arena. Quarg shouts back to Petorix, saying, you can't just leave me to bleed out and die. What if I don't die? Then you haven't completed your goal. Petorix realizes that Quarg does have a point. And was hesitating on what to do, she decides that it is part of the rules that she needs to make sure that Quarg needs to be dead before she returns to the combat arena. So she responds back to Quarg saying, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna just stay over here out of your eyesight in case you try to do anything funny and just watch you bleed out, because you can't even walk anymore. And from judging by the looks of it, I need to be here for another few minutes. Quarg, gasping for breath, is begging for Petorix to end him, and Petorix refuses, with the reason being that Quarg tried to kill her without her knowing that he was there. As Quarg is gasping for breath, suddenly a long exhale comes from Quarg, and Quarg is no more. Petorix, satisfied with the victory and showing absolutely no emotion to the cold heartedness shown from this beast, makes her way back to the combat arena, ready for the next battle. So that being said, Petorix won, Quarg has lost. If you think Quarg should have won, please comment below why you think that. How are my words final, and Petorix moving on to the next round. Being honest, I do think that this was an even fight. However, I leant more towards Petorix because Petorix had more versatility when it came to the attacks. And being a more cunning beast than Quarg is, Quarg, I think, is more of a head-on beast. Petorix is more examine the beast, examine the arena, see what we can use. And she did. She went for the weak part of a dragon, which is the underbelly, tried to get past the stone, which she did, and then make hell for Quarg. And that's what she did. And I wouldn't say Petorix is the most cold-hearted beast there is, because I know there's another one coming up. But with how I narrated it, I think I do need to give Petorix a cold-hearted persona, but also more of a personality where it's like she finds this kind of suffering for her opponents amusing, which sounds very messed up, honestly. But I think I'm happy with this battle. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it's a good one, I would say. If there's any part that I had a negativity towards, it was probably the how dragged out it was. Yes, I know the banter that was said between them was on me, but that was the way I narrated it. I did not know what to do. So I think if Quarg won, I don't know how Quarg would lose. Because I don't remember who killed Quarg in the new generation tournament, but I know he died. But anyway, Petorix is now moving on. Quarg is dead. I don't need to worry about trying to find a match for Quarg, but I think what could have been a strong contender for the top 10, definitely, has just been eliminated, which is fine. That's what this tournament does, is it eliminates favourites or true contenders. Supposed to show appreciation for some of the unpopular beasts. Didn't work out for Quarg, well, didn't it? But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time.